inspiration for the show? What's everything, the ideas behind the whole installation?
The secret.
The secret, yes.
Yeah. Well, I got really interested in grids and netting through looking at Islamic design, actually. And it kind of led me to what I think of as the building blocks of the universe, really. Grids. And then there's that image of Indra's net from Buddhism, which gives this image of infinite, interconnected, multi-dimensional net where everything, every person, thing, thought, everything manifest is a bead on the net, and showing our connectivity, how each thing on that net reflects everything else. Also, if you touch it anywhere, you know, it's the reverberations of it. So this started to turn into an interweaving when the drawings, putting them side by side, started to talk to each other. And then I recognized the conversation going on and that relating to our interconnection too. And then there needed to be punctuations of silence, which are the plain paper, and the pauses in conversation, plus that not knowing, the things we can't know with our senses, and actually the background of silence and stillness that is always there and holds everything. So another thing that I really like about this installation is the way the paper moves, the hanging paper. When you walk by, there's a whisper to it, and that's part of the silent conversation too. And I'm going to do a few meditation events in the evenings with slow looking, awareness through looking, where people get, because there's a lot to see here, and because there's things on the ceiling and things low down and things behind, there's a major invitation to engage physically and spend time and look. And in that way we're going to do some sitting events where we spend time looking inward, looking outward, and growing awareness that way of ourselves in our environment. Yeah, these are all part of the elements in the installation.
So how long is the installation going to be for?
It's up until the 28th. And it's open on the weekends for walking in and viewing. During the week, I can have people come in and show privately who don't want to be exposed to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be able to spend a lot of time, people can spend time.
Okay. So how long it takes, or took you, for example, to plan the whole installation from the beginning of the first thoughts and then, to do all this paperwork and
it's about 2 years of drawings and prints. Gathered the work for about 2 years. And then it started to form into an installation in, I'd say, from December. The conversations started to happen from this pile of unique drawings and prints. Yeah, and it evolved from there. Because I had a studio space at Visa, I was able to just continue to put up and build. It's something that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't had that space to just leave things and build on it week after week. And then I transferred it and translated it over to here. Of course, it went up quite differently here. Not entirely differently, but there were elements in that room that I was responding to that weren't here, and then new things like the skylight here that I could build around, and so that made it interesting.
And so how important was to choose different types of paper? And
I think that happened spontaneously in a way, because I have a very hard time doing the same thing over and over again. And the idea of working in a series it worked better for me to make these different elements and begin to see the connections between them than, you know, saying, okay, here's something I've done, let's do 10 of those. I find it almost impossible to do that. So that's partly where the conversation part, this way of making a series worked for me, because they do turn out to be all interrelated in the ideas behind them and the materials. I stuck to drawing materials, and the prints are done in black, you know, oil-based ink, but then there's, you know, India ink, walnut ink, charcoal, graphite, and a little bit of pastel here and there. And found materials, lots of found materials. I drew with plant materials, found honeycomb board by the side of the road, packing material. Yeah, I'm very interested in paper and the different textures and the different ways paper responds and what happens to it when you put water on it, for example, when you print something on tracing paper with watery ink, it becomes all this crispy, like a whole new, different paper. Yeah.
So textures and different...
Yeah, textures come in, and there's a little bit of gouache in here too, but mainly drawing materials.
Thank you.
Thank you.